In this video, I'd like to show you how you can manage notifications in Google Classroom, including email notifications. And I also want to show you how you can filter certain emails in your Google or Gmail inbox. Let's start in Google Classroom. You'll see here that I have 3 classes and I'm enrolled in one as a student, the one called Rhoton Rams by Miss George, who's a digital learning coach at Rhoton Middle School. When I go to Settings in the lower part of the menu on the left-hand side of the screen, and I click Settings, scroll down the page a little bit and you come to a section called Notifications. Here is where you can switch on or off any or all email notifications. What you could do, although I would caution you against doing this because I don't think it's the best idea for you, is you can actually uncheck all email notifications. And you'll notice that now that notifications window gets shrunken down because there are no further options for you to explore. But if you toggle on email notifications, you can filter even better by turning on or off certain ones, like comments or even private comments, or work or posts from teachers, returned work and grades, invitations to join classes, and due date reminders. You don't have classes that you teach if you're a student, so don't worry about that section that I have on my screen. But if you'd like, you can check or uncheck any of these options to minimize or reduce the amount of notifications that you get. Probably you get the most email notifications for due date reminders. So I'd like to show you how in Gmail you can set up filters so you don't have to turn that option for notifications off, but you'll better be able to manage them in your email inbox. So I'm in my email and you'll notice that the top 3 emails in my inbox are from Miss George from her Google Classroom. They're all due date reminders where these 3 are due tomorrow. But if you're like most students, you have several Google Classrooms that you're in, and when you have a lot of assignments due, that could flood your email inbox with lots of email notifications about those due date reminders. So what you could do is click into the email that comes from any teacher where you're getting these due date reminders. And then on the right-hand side of the screen is a 3-dot menu for more options. When you select that, you'll click what says Filter Messages like this. A pop-up window appears and it asks you what you want to do with emails that come from that email address, noreply@classroom.google.com. What you'll do is select to create a filter. And then here's my recommendation. You have a lot of options to choose from here, but what I would do is I would select for it to skip the inbox. In other words, when you get a Google Classroom notification email, it won't go into your inbox, and instead what you want to do is to select Apply the Label. If you don't already have labels set up, create a new label, and let's just call it either Google Classroom, or even better, let's call it Due Date Reminders. Sorry about the little typos there. So we'll call it Due Date Reminders. I'm going to create that label, and now I can see it show up next to that option. And when I click the blue button that says Create Filter, now every time I get a due date reminder in Google Classroom, it will skip my inbox and go straight into this label that's now showing up in my email that says Due Date Reminders.